My name's Dave Amerman. I've been a collector since 1991. That's 27 years. I am a die-hard sports memorabilia fanatic. I own my own sports memorabilia auction house, and I'm currently the manager for Steiner Auctions. About 10 years ago, I was featured on I Love New York, I Love Money, and Daisy of Love reality TV shows, spin-off of Flavor Flav and a bunch of other things. We were doing 5 million viewers an episode. Life was crazy. I was touring. Now, things are a little bit different, so I can't wait to get this going. Johnny Damon calls me up and says, I need to raise some money for this charity. There's a lot of kids that could really use some help. I want to do a good thing. And I thought, what better way to auction off your memorabilia to raise some money for this charity? So I've invited him up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Johnny's got to bring.
Johnny Damon, hi, pleasure to meet you.
I know who you are.
Very cool. I'm here to meet Dave Amerman, please.
I will get him on the line. One moment.
All right, I'll be right up.
Johnny, what's going on, man?
Dave, how's it going?
Good. Thanks so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me. I have some incredible things for you to see.
Take a look what you got.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Hi, I'm Johnny Damon, 18-year Major League Baseball player, Johnny F. and Damon to many of you, and a badass, nitro, whatever you want to call me. You guys know what I can do. I won 2 World Series, one with Boston and one with the Yankees.
Let me see what you got, and I'll see how much money we think we can get for it.
Absolutely. Now, some of the stuff is a little funny. So this is Johnny Damon, aka Nitro, which was my nickname.
I invite Johnny into the large conference room. We take a seat. He reaches in his bag, and I'm thinking World Series ring, a game-used jersey. And he pulls out this action figure that has him all Hercules looking, and I don't know if it's worth a few dollars.
It's more of a comedic piece. This is, I think honestly we get a couple $100 for you on
I
that.
made sure I brought some funny stuff that, I think is very, very valuable to me. Maybe he doesn't think so. I mean, my little toy that I brought should fetch a lot more money than what he thinks because it looks like me, the body's like me, and acts a little bit like me. The Game 4, World Series in 2004.
Oh, wow.
Game worn jersey. I led off the game with a home run, and the Red Sox went on to win the very first World Series, as we know, in 86 years.
After Johnny pulls out a few decent pieces, I'm thinking there's got to be something better in this bag, and then sure enough, he pulls out the game-used jersey from the 2004 World Series, which has got to be a $100,000 jersey. Johnny hit a couple homers in that game. This piece right here, now this is going to raise money for the Johnny Damon Foundation charity.
First question I have on these, either the 04 or the 09, do you hold either one more valuable?
I would say the 04, just the history behind it.
After Johnny pulls out some decent pieces, it looks like we're going to start getting to the good stuff, and all of a sudden, he pulls out an 04 Boston Red Sox ring and his 09 World Series rings, the 2 World Series rings that he won. Now we're looking at a $500,000 collection.
Players' rings of recent years don't really pop out, or even from the most recent history, and especially because this is Boston, $200,000 to $300,000 isn't an impossibility as well on something like this. And everything that you've brought here today, I think some of the pieces could really surprise, and I do think you have $500,000 of memorabilia just sitting on this table right here. But besides just your collection, I think Steiner Sports would love to get involved with you, and actually I'm thinking perhaps if you know some teammates and you have some other friends that have collections kind of like this, similar, we could potentially raise a few $1,000,000 for the Johnny Damon Foundation. And if you're down, I'd love to have you come out with me. We'll hit the road and we'll go look at some collections and see what we can do as far as building an auction.
Dave offers to partner with me to raise money for the foundation, and why not? It's a no-brainer.
I'm really looking forward to raising money for the Johnny Damon Foundation by building a huge auction. And I actually have a customer who owns a coin shop in New York, and they come across some really rare baseball memorabilia and wanted us to come check it out. So since Johnny's in town and we're going to help him build this foundation auction, I'm going to bring Johnny to the coin shop and we're going to check out some memorabilia. If we're going to build an auction, this right here is going to be the place where we can get a couple $100,000 of stuff, make some money for your charity.
Sounds great, buddy. Let's check it out.
Awesome.
How are you, Dave?
I'm doing
doing well. I brought a very special visitor today. Not sure if you know him.
Johnny
Pleasure to
Damon.
meet you, Johnny.
Meet you.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
So, Johnny and myself have partnered to try to raise some money with Steiner Auctions for the Johnny Damon Foundation.
Absolutely.
So, we figured we'd come down here and get started raising some money.
I got some great stuff here. We're going to take you to the back to show you some really special stuff.
I'm just looking at a Babe Ruth game used bat right here. Can you tell me a little bit about this guy?
Yeah, this is the big one here. So let me show you here, Johnny. So yes, Babe Ruth game used bat from 1928 to be exact. This was his tool. This is what he, knocked all his dingers over the fence with.
I believe Johnny and Babe Ruth actually are the only two Yankees, Yankee and Red Sox to win the World Series, and also one of four to hit Grand Slams.
Yeah, we're the only two starters of both of those teams, so therefore I have both of these rings. So now it's amazing that I can have my name with Babe Ruth and then see his bat. I mean, this is something that I would love to have. I mean, this is the guy who saved baseball and made baseball what it is today. So, wow, the Sultan of SWAT.
So it's fully authenticated.
In addition to myself, third-party authenticators gave it a very high grade of a 9. So that's a very high grade. 9 out of 10. 10s are, unheard.
So let's talk about value here. We're looking to raise some money for this auction, for this foundation, and I want to make sure this is something we can sell, that you guys are serious about selling, but I want to make sure we can sell it for what you guys are looking for. It's authenticated, and it's from the prime of his career. And where do you value something like this at?
Between $150,000 and $200,000.
I've seen 9s similar to this selling in that range, so I think you're pretty much dead on with the value, and I think that's a piece that we can sell, and honestly that'll raise a lot of money for a good cause. So definitely interested there. I think that's a great start. We're going to be pretty much touring the country looking up collections. If you run into anything, give us a call. Obviously that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
But looking forward to get started with you.
Thank you, and I hope this money goes to a good cause, Johnny.
Thank you so
This
much.
is great. It's a pleasure.
It just amazes me that we can come into a room like this and find $500,000 in memorabilia, and honestly, probably not even scratch the surface. We've got maybe a month of this ahead of us, and I think we can get a couple $1 million raised for this charity. Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay.